Hey everybody, Rita Esther here. I'm going to do a quick little training on how to create professional looking Facebook ad graphics using a free online tool called Pixlr. That's spelled Pixlr.com. And this is the image that we're about to recreate. I actually created this in Pixlr earlier today. So it's been a couple of hours, but I'm going to redo it while y'all watch. So the first thing you have to do is actually start a new file. So file, new image, and I want this to be 1200 pixels wide by 600, I think it's 28 pixels tall. And that is the standard Facebook ad graphic size. That looks about right. So this is our blank canvas that will turn into that. So the next thing that we're going to do is find a couple of images. Now I've already downloaded these obviously because you see the finished product. But I didn't pay for any of these images. So the first thing that you're going to do is go to Google, go to the images search. Whenever you're at the Google images, click this drop down box that says more. Then click on this that says labeled for reuse, which means that you can use it for free. Pretty sweet. Then you're going to scroll until you find one that you like. Now I Googled girl laptop. I don't want a little bitty girl. I want more of a woman girl. So I actually chose this image because there was a lot of white and I really felt like that would stand out in a Facebook newsfeed. But there's plenty of good images like this one that would also stand out in a newsfeed. Maybe not my target audience, but I'm just picking. So, so you're going to download whatever image that you find. I also wanted a little pop of gold. So I just typed literally gold square and a Google image search that's labeled for reuse. And I chose one of these gold textures. That one's really cool, actually, like that. And decided to use that. So then I just saved them to my desktop. So next I'm going to go, and this is the actual one that I downloaded. And again, that was free according to Google. So I'm going to open up, first of all, the background image, which is going to be the lady at the computer. So on the computer, open. I need to resize this because this image is entirely too big. Now, how can I tell? Remember when we created the document, it was 1200 pixels wide by 628 high. This one is 4000 pixels wide by over 25 high. So we need to make this smaller to fit on our canvas. That's really easy. So image size, I'm going to change this to 1200, and by having this clicked it will automatically make it stay the same proportion. So there we go. Then you gotta go to edit, select all. So what this does is actually selects the pixels that we're going to copy. So then edit, copy, and then I can X right on out of that because I am done with that image. Now I'm going to edit, paste. So the way that Pixlr works is very similar to Photoshop in that there are layers. So this is my this is my background layer. This is that picture. So for some reason, I wanted to change a few things just only on this, you could. So what layers are is it makes each layer almost like a different image you can edit. So let's go back to the one that is finished, and you can see it still doesn't really look the same. So, what I'm going to do first of all is change the opacity. In other words, make it not quite as bright. So I'm going to click on this little guy right here. That toggles the layer settings. I'm going to change this to a little more muted. There we go. That looks a lot better, softer almost. Next thing I'm going to do is open up that gold texture. So open image, file, open image, and you find that gold square. Actually, I think that it saved it in its own little folder for some reason. You would think that I would just go ahead and, there it is, gold texture files, open. So then edit. Remember, we're going to select all. That tells it which pixels that we are going to copy. And then we're done. So edit, paste. So this little rectangle looks a whole lot different than this, which is what that's going to turn into. Let me show you how. It's pretty cool. So first thing we're going to do is edit, transform, free transform. I want to make a shape that's a giant square basically. Now this looks really ugly right now, and that's okay. And then after I make it a big square, I'm going to turn it on its side. Now, do you see how it's starting to look like that? And then I'm just going to drag it over where I want it. And BTW, the finished product, may not look exactly like the sample image, but it'll be pretty close. So just kind of figure out where you like that triangle to be. Once you like it, you hit enter, and there it is. Ta-da! That was pretty easy. Next thing I want to do is add a square on top of that. So if you look at our sample image, there's a square on top of it. So, I mean, actually a triangle, but all triangles are just half squares in this program anyway. So click on this again. Oh, sorry. First, I need to click on this little guy, which makes a new layer. So there, blank layer. Click on this. I'm going to make a square. Oh, oops. Sorry, let me delete that. I messed up. So just to delete it, you right click and delete layer. So that way I'm able to delete that layer without messing up anything else. Again, new layer. And then on this program, you actually have to change the color of the square right here where it says fill shape. So let me click on this. Then I'm going to click on the color that I want it to be, which is this like ruby red. I really like that color. And now I can make the square that I wanted. Edit, transform. So just hit free transform. First thing I'm going to do is rotate it. Then I'm going to drag it over here. Rotate it some more to kind of fit that angle. Make it even bigger. Drag it some more until I kind of like where it's at. Then hit enter. Now, it's not quite, oops, sorry, gotta click on this guy to move things around. It's not quite where I want it, but the thing about this program that I don't like is like whenever you rotate, like I just did, or whatever, it clips off the end. So you're kind of stuck with that, but that's okay. So again, I'm going to edit, transform, free transform. So I rotate it again so it's more in line with where I want it. Then I'm going to stretch it, which kind of, I ended up really liking the way it looked. Because I did this with the other one, made the same kind of mistake, and it really worked out actually. Enter, click on this little guy so I can move it. So you see how it makes it to where the gold and the red aren't the exact same shape, and it's the same thing right here. Just ended up being a different shape, but you get the idea. So you can play around with it all you want. I can go back and edit that gold shape. See how I click on the different layers, and that's going to edit that particular layer. This will edit that layer. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a black bar across the bottom like this. And this would be any of like whatever color your brand colors are. You know, whatever you feel like is going to pop on your Facebook newsfeed or on your clients or potential clients' Facebook newsfeed. So I'm going to make this image smaller. This is how you do it right there. It makes it bigger or smaller to zoom in or zoom out. And I want to create just a little black rectangle at the bottom. So I click on the shape tool, click on the color, make it black or dark gray, whatever you feel like. You can actually even plug in like your exact color codes right here if you already have your branding done. And then I'm just going to make a rectangle. Super easy. So I can drag it. Undo. I forgot to make a new layer. That's one thing I don't like about this program, but I mean, you know what? It's free. And it really is easy to work with. So I had to undo, made a new layer, and now I can move that black layer without it moving everything else. So there we go. And let me transform this a little bit. Oops, cancel. I want this a little bit higher and all the way to the edge. And I'll automatically clip it to the canvas size. So next is text, and we're just about done. So I'm going to click on text right here. Actually, I'm going to do a new layer first. I'm not sure if you have to do that with text, but I'm doing it anyway. And then you're going to write download or whatever your word is. And then you pick your font. So this has literally all the fonts that you already have on your computer. So if you have one that you really like, that's your brand font, you'll be able to find it. So I don't remember what fonts I used because, like I said, that was a couple of hours ago, and I have literally a ton. So let's go with just something that's very urban class. I kind of like that actually, but no, Vargas. Vargas is a good one. I don't know why I'm wasting so much time looking for a font, because you're going to use whatever font you love. Cocomat, that's one of our brand fonts actually. And then I'm going to choose the color. So for this color, I want to use a white, but not like a white white. So you can actually, when you click on this little color thing, it gives you a little eyedropper. You can pick up a color from anywhere that's on the image. And so you see, this kind of also gives you gradients. I'm going to use this kind of a gray white. I think that would look better. So, okay, I said, no, sir, why is it doing that? So click on there, other way, okay, and then click OK. Now I grab this little guy and I can actually move it. Now I'm trying to remember what I made the other guy say. Download your copy. So let me do this again. I'm going to do the copy part now because it's already saved my my settings from before, like as far as the font goes. So I'm going to use my color picker to pick up that same color. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to do the your part. So hit the new layer, font, the text tool, your, and I want this to be to kind of match that gold. So I'm literally going to take that color picker over to the gold until I find it. So I click on a gold part that I really like, and it kind of gives you a preview too. And then you can adjust right there. So that looks good to me. It's a little greenish, but you know what? Gold is a little bit green. And then for this font, I want to do something like a brush kind of like that. Like you really want to mix up your fonts. Like not all of them need to be like serious. You want some of them to be fun. You know, there's nothing more boring than just like super serious. I mean, unless you're like a banker or an accountant or something, and your business is very serious. But in general, people like to joke around. So Rage Italic color is supposed to be that gold. I don't know what happened. I remember selecting it. Okay. Okay. Let's see size. Get a little bit bigger. Okay. I take this, pick it up, and put it right there. Download your. Now the copy part isn't where I want it to. So actually click on this layer copy and just move it right on over. Ta-da! Next, I'm going to make those little arrows that point down, as you can see right here, which is really good to use in your images because it tells your viewers what to do. So click on the shape tool again. Oh, I'm sorry, let me make a new layer, then click on the shape tool. The color, I'm going to click right there for the color. Again, I want it to be kind of an off-white, like this maybe. And I'm going to make a square. Now, because in this program you can't make triangles, we have a workaround. So transform. So I hit transform. I actually hit the shift key, which makes it rotate in 15-degree increments because I want it to be just like that. And then when why did that do that? I don't even know what that means. I'm going to take this guy. Yes, I'm going to save the changes. I'm going to take this guy, move it over here until it makes the kind of triangle that I want. Then I'm going to click Edit, Transform. And it doesn't matter what you do right here as long as it just still looks like a triangle. Hit Enter, and it automatically will cut it off. So, ta-da. Now then Edit. Actually, Image, Rotate. I don't want to rotate the canvas. I just want to rotate this layer. Okay, so Layer. Rotate Layer 90 degrees counterclockwise. Ta-da. There we go. And then now I'm just going to right-click. Duplicate layer, drag it down, and the very last thing to do is to put your website address or whatever kind of copy you want here at the bottom. So www.RitaEster.com or whatever your web address is. I like to pick up this accent color, which I totally missed. There we go. Got the accent color, so that way it matches. And then we'll hit OK. And I can move this wherever I want it. Ta-da! And that should, I would think, fit within the 20% rule for Facebook ads. Just judging by the look of it. So as you can see, it's not exact as this, but it's pretty darn close. And both of these were created in the same program, just a few hours apart. So I guess that's why it's a little bit different. But that is pretty super simple, sweet, easy to do, 15 minutes. So use it, love it. Let me know what you think. Talk to y'all later. Bye.